Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever, however you are joining us. This is the I Speak Jeep podcast presented by SFJ4x4.com. My name is Neil.
And he's sure of that.
I am sure of it. Look, Jeffrey, I have the microphone appropriately away from my face. I just want you to know.
I know. I actually just turned your mic up a hair because you're doing appropriate things and it's working.
Okay. I want, Jeffrey, I just want to take your leadership in production and listen to it. So my name is Neil, and I am sure about it. And I am adorned in my festive best Christmas sweater.
His pretty sweater.
It's very pretty.
Scott and I both chose "'Tis the Season to Be Wheeling"
Last
sweaters.
year's seasonal hoodie,
Yeah.
the winter seasonal hoodie. That's limited edition. You either buy it or you don't. That's how it works, folks.
Yeah.
And you still have time to buy this year's any season hoodie. You can find that over on SFJ4x4.com, as we mentioned. You gentlemen joining me in Grandma's Couch studio are whom?
I am the maddest mad scientist.
You are a big mad. You
Yes,
had a big
You have to wait till the end to find out why I'm so mad.
yikes.
Yeah.
But I was Scott Brown, mad scientist. Anyway, I was exhaust Faber-Macobbler this morning.
Custom Y pipe for a Hemi with a Tremec with a Terralo kit on.
With yes.
Yes, with
Yeah.
all the things.
And then I'm Jeff Shermani.
The producer, the Italian stallion.
And reading off the comments to start the morning, Giaga Jeepers was first this morning. Good morning, SFJ4x4. Then
Good morning.
Amy Brown, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Mike Lentz, hey, guys.
Hey, Mike.
Joe O'Brien, morning.
Good morning, Joe.
Daddy Jeep, morning, guys.
Morning.
Fred Modus, good morning. And Brad Davis, good morning, fellas.
Good morning to everyone.
And I see that we kind of have a mixed bag of Facebook and YouTube. So there we go. As a reminder, we're live on both Facebook and YouTube for Monday mornings.
Yes, most Monday mornings, year-round, we go live. Now, there are quite a few of you. In fact, globally, we're pushing 6 continents. We're looking for you, Antarctica. But quite a few of you listen in your ear holes, and we appreciate that. We, really value your prioritization of, having us join you while you're trucking across the globe or running a machine or building in your garage. And it's so valuable that you're part of this, big Jeep family, and we thank you for that. We are continuing our march towards Christmas. We are sipping on some delicious hot chocolates, which we will discuss later. We obviously showed you all those last week. And additionally, those of you who are viewing live, you'll see that there's snowflakes once again on your screen.
Yes, slight flurries. We see that Jeff has his favorite golfing mug over there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll
Yes.
talk about that too.
Share that later. The Savage is joining us in studio.
That's because there is a pole from a light in our camera view. And he is actively trying to relocate that and get that. It's back in the camera. I think he's got it.
For our listeners at home who have no idea the shenanigans that we are, I probably hit that with my head.
You're good, Davey.
I probably hit that with my head in some capacity, moved it around. It's my bad.
I don't know.
My bad, folks.
It was funny because I was looking at it and then I looked down and I got a message from my wife going, "There's something in your camera, but you sound good." I'm like, "Huh." Hey, Davey.
So we are going to be playing a game today. We're going to be doing some dream builds. Jeffrey will be kind of moving us through that process. Also, if you didn't like your eardrums or you wanted to induce a migraine so that you go home early from work and maybe wrench in the garage, I will be continuing the 12 Days of Jeepmas, which is, 3...
Always a good time.
Yeah.
Potentially, always. It's never actually a good time, but...
And this is week 2 of that, so you'll have 8 days to sing.
Yeah, cool. That's
It's going to be awesome.
That's fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So the Conneaut Christmas Parade, which was supposed to transpire the Black Friday following Thanksgiving, did not. It has been rescheduled for December 20th. Friday, December 20th. Same bat time, same bat channel, same bat Jeep facility, different date. So keep that in mind, folks. And won't you consider joining us for a rockin' good time? Like last week, we talked about the art of decorating. You can decorate your Jeep like we had shared and enjoy some Christmas refreshments. Okay?
Be fun.
What do you got for us, Jeffrey?
So this week we are doing dream builds for Christmas icons. Basically, we're going to literally, virtually design Jeep builds for different random Christmas icons, characters.
This is Jeffrey has been noodling on this, and he is resolute in his approach.
Well, we're going to talk about briefly what would make a dream build. We're going to pick one character out, and we're going to kind of together work on that as how we would design that and come up with some ideas. What's important to remember, it doesn't have to be a Jeep Wrangler. So you can pick a different platform of the Jeep to...
There's other model of Jeeps.
Oh.
Well, some of these characters would definitely drive other models of these Jeeps, and I think that's going to be fun.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to leave it up to you guys, but once we get through the first example one, we'll randomly draw and build these Jeeps. The question is, do we make
We're verbally
building. Do we make each other guess, or do we make the audience guess the character and we reveal them all at the end?
Well, I mean, it could be a conjoined effort. I mean, definitely an end reveal sounds appropriate to me.
Yeah, but I'm thinking if we collaborate on the builds and then they kind of have to figure it out from there and make their guesses as we go.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm gonna add one other thing. As we're doing a dream build, if an audience member comments holiday twist, then we have to draw a holiday twist card and we change our build based on whatever that twist card is.
Oh, boy.
I feel like it's like when you're at a wedding and they hit the side of the wine glass.
That's exactly what it is.
With a spoon.
That's exactly what it is.
That annoys the crap out of me because people just do it constantly.
I may have added this twist just to annoy you. I don't know.
You are the worst. DJ.
Yes. So much.
Hey, you let me be the producer. That's your problem.
We already let you. We're going to let Scott do it. That's what I was thinking.
Podcast suddenly ends.
It's just...
Mm-hmm.
All right. Draw a card for our first example one. Who did you draw?
Do we tell them?
For the example one.
We're telling
our
people.
example. Yep.
We're okay.
So confused. Anyway, Ghost of Christmas Past.
So we're gonna design a Jeep, a dream Jeep of sorts, right? We're gonna spend a couple minutes. We're gonna say a dream Jeep build for the Ghost of Christmas Past.
Yeah.
Right. So clearly it's a vintage rig.
Yeah.
This couldn't have been more serendipitous that you pulled that out.
Very rusty.
Right?
Is that cheating? Did you cheat? People at home who are listening in their ear holes, I promise you, I watched Scott reach in and get
Blindly.
a vintage card
Blindly.
Well,
Yeah.
everything Scott does is blindly.
I know, but
until he's
the cards are in the bin upside down, and I shook it up and shuffled a little bit before handing it to him. I don't know how he drew that.
Okay.
Anyway,
I couldn't have made that happen.
It happened
if I wanted to.
Okay.
has to be a very rusty Jeep that's been out in the field for well past its prime.
Why?
Well,
Why does it have to be rusty?
Because it's a ghost.
All right, so Heather, real quick, just jumped in. What is holiday twist? So what? Not during this example one, but as we start doing these builds, if somebody comments holiday twist, we have to draw a card that'll tell us some separate instruction that we have to redesign.
There's a separate set of cards somewhere that there we go. Jeffrey is producing an additional box. He's shaking it at the camera of sorts, and apparently there's extra cards in there where there is some form of instruction that will force us to pivot.
Correct.
And we'll have to pivot on the conversation at hand.
So now that you said pivot, I will also accept pivot in the comments for having to draw this.
I will accept only pivot. Let's if you don't know what that's in reference to, first of all, it is a regular phrase screamed at the top of our lungs on the work floor at SFJ 4x4. But it's a quality Friends reference.
Yes.
Anyways, so
I think this is going to make me
I don't know that
flashback to why I don't like board games.
man, that's a shame.
This isn't even a board game.
Reminds me too much of a board game.
This is more like a card game.
It's just a game.
All right.
See how fun we see how fun Scott is. He's
Right?
the curmudgeon in the corner at a holiday party. He's like, I'm not having fun. I refuse.
Doug, I'm not going to answer that question. We'll just find out, and we'll stop it when we feel we have to stop it. So, anyways, we said a older vintage Jeep.
Rusty.
I don't know
Rusty.
if it's rusty. I guess it's rusty.
I mean, I
I'm
don't
trying
know.
to remember what the ghost. Oh no, the Ghost of Christmas Past is like Marley. It's Marley.
No.
Right? No.
Marley's who tells him that the three
That
ghosts
the
will
ghosts
visit.
are coming.
Yeah, the past is the light, the flame, the candle, whatever.
Okay.
And then
I'm trying to think of what it is in the Muppets. I mean, really, there's a gauge of if it's not
that's
in
fair.
Scrooged with Bill Murray or the Muppets, my Charles Dickens Christmas Carol is a limited reference here.
yeah.
I'm trying to remember who the Ghost of Christmas Past was in either of those. Scott's going to be juggling at this point. Regardless, so it's definitely vintage. And you want it to be beat up a little bit.
It has to be a ghost.
It doesn't have to be a ghost. He's so literal.
Well,
The ghost goes through things. If the Jeep's too solid, it won't go through things.
look, he has
That's fair.
a
Have a plan.
rationale. He has a plan.
Still very literal, but he has a plan.
I feel like if it goes through things, the rust is just going to fall off in a pile of dust around it
Yeah.
at that point.
So are we
Um,
thinking? Are we thinking like CJ or older?
I'm
Are we
thinking
think-
Willie's pickup truck. I'm thinking like
All
a
right.
like a Jeepers Creepers inspired. That was actually more of like a Willie's sedan or a Dodge. It was actually like a Dodge sedan, I think. Panel wagon. I'm thinking. So I don't know. There was a TV show some years ago, Mountain Men, and there was a guy who drove. I mean, it's a modern day TV show, but he was legitimately still driving a 40s or 50s Willie's pickup truck.
Yes.
And he was in a mountainous, snowy region, and always had to have chains on it. He was running like a rudimentary, cobbled together, old school 4-wheel drive system, and it just flat out worked. Though it was really cool to see him run this setup.
Right. Well, and
So is it a panel wagon, or is it going to be
It's
a truck?
supposed to be good memories, if I remember right from the original story.
Well, it's fine.
the
It's
past
still
was all about good stuff because he's like, well, this isn't going to change my mind.
any which
no,
way.
I don't think so at all. Because if I remember,
Showed him where he
he's-
went wrong.
Yeah, it reminds him of how miserable his youth was, because he was like in the orphanage, or he missed Christmas somehow, or he
Yeah.
was working instead of attending the holiday celebration,
It's-
or
Oh.
he was a curmudgeon in the corner like Scott. And
Heather
say-
just chimed in the cabbie from Scrooged is Christmas Past.
Oh, yeah, okay, perfect.
Yep.
That's exactly right. The cabbie, he is beat up.
Yeah.
All right, so it's a clapped out Willie's truck or Willie's sedan wagon. What is it? You got to make the executive decision.
I'd say pick him up truck.
All right,
All right.
something's got to be in the bed of it then.
What color are we painting it?
I kinda
it
remember
has to
being
be-
like-
has to be a white because that's what the ghost of
All right,
Christmas
fair.
Past is.
It's white.
Yep,
Is
that's
a
white.
glowing.
It's white. It's kind of a old school rubber as well.
I would say old Thornsbirds.
Old-
well past their prime.
Well past their prime.
We don't know how they're
all
holding
dry
air.
rotted and
Yeah.
air checked and bulbousy, but still holding air. Fair.
And we got to have a Belleville winch on the front of it.
Oh, fantastic.
Maybe our grill card, that if you know.
Yeah,
What I'm
yeah.
talking about, you
got
know?
the WO grill guard on there. Super cool.
Yep.
I feel like it needs to have a Christmas tree in the back. I need that to have that.
Mm.
Yeah, see, I think it does. Little Blue Truck style. I'm throwing it out there for Little Blue Truck, the book. Don't you see a Little Blue Truck?
I honestly
the
can
book?
kind of see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, because
But-
it's a Christmas build, right?
But does it have white lights on it or does it have multicolor lights?
White lights.
Yeah, I think it has to have the white lights.
See, I was thinking like Crocodile Dundee cage on the back where that's where Scrooge goes. Says for his travel.
Do you know when Scott sent us a meme over the weekend?
Yep.
And
true.
Scott sends a meme. I'm going to take a sidebar here, folks, listening at home and joining us live.
Sounds so great in my head.
Sends a meme, and it was something to the effect of like when he has a really well thought out idea and plan, and then the unhinged garbage that
comes
then
out.
actually comes out of his mouth. And it was like coherent thing I wanted to say.
Yes.
The unhinged garbage that came out.
Yep.
My mouth and my brain don't like each other most of the time.
Okay, so something's fabricobbled on the truck. Were you
I
trying
would
to
say
say?
it's gonna have like a little cage that you stick Scrooge in.
Why does Scrooge need to be in a cage?
Because
He's being forcefully transported.
right?
I don't know. I'm not sold on it, but I
That's
can understand
fine.
it.
The cabbie kind of commandeers him as well.
Yeah.
All right, Belleville winch, mid-size,
Davey
mud
just
tires.
AI'd an image for us.
Oh my
It's
God.
exactly what we-
That is literally what we just
We're
described.
gonna if you're watching this, you're gonna have to tune into our Patreon or something because we're gonna have to put these pictures up somewhere.
That is
That is hilarious.
all right. That's the ghost of Christmas Past and his,
we
and
haven't
his dream build.
we
rig.
haven't said what motor it has yet.
We don't need to worry about the motor.
All right. Well, I want to know, what did you think the motor is?
An OHC 6-cylinder.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Because you
It's-
don't know if it's actually going to work or not.
Yeah, it's definitely a straight six.
It shouldn't work, but it actually is
3-speed.
working.
Right.
Straight 6, 3-speed, and the transfer case has got a leak like a broken fish tank.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything. We don't know how there's oil in it.
You don't know how there's oil in it, and that's just the ghost of Christmas Past keeps on going, despite the fact that it's all leaking. I'm gonna put a Dana 44 rear axle in it versus the Timken rear axle
Yeah.
that many of them.
We
came
do
with.
want to get where we're
Oh,
going.
we do, and that is exactly it. The Ghost of Christmas Past actually wants to show people what they want to show.
Yes.
And we don't want that Timken axle to present terribly as it always does.
All right, so that was a fun example.
There you
And
go.
I think at this point we just draw a card and we start building it without telling anybody what it is
All right,
or who
so
it's for.
I'm shaking
my.
them up voraciously. All right, now I'm actually just going to look at them directly and
say
pick the
he-
one that I want.
He's cheating.
Oh man, there's so many good ones in here.
This is literally what he just said I was doing.
Yeah, but I actually just cheated, so that's okay. Everybody at home can know
Okay.
that I cheated, and I picked this one specifically because that's super cute.
Well, I'm gonna just start off with it has to be red, in my opinion.
You think it's got to be red?
I think it's got to be red.
I think that it might be
Ooh.
a poop brown full size
Okay.
Jeep.
No. It's got to have red headlights.
I was
halos.
gonna say it's got all the KC lights
With red covers.
with red covers facing
That's right.
forward.
Yes. And it's a slightly smaller Jeep.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a
Small-
CJ5. I think it's
Yeah.
literally what hashtag not a restoration came in as.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would agree.
It's a kind of that
The
70s 80s brown.
Brown that is faded, so the metallic's not,
Mhm.
you can't tell. Yeah.
Mhm. It definitely has lots of potential.
Yeah.
And
It has the
And-
big drawbar in the back, so it can be, hooked up with other Jeeps.
Wow.
What this is, you know what? I think he doesn't play games because he's actually not good at them.
Scott Lenquist is already in the comments. Rudolph was the answer.
Yeah, because
gave it to
Scott
him?
Brown is like, it's basically Rudolph.
Yeah.
I'm gonna not say it's Rudolph,
All right.
but it's Rudolph.
All right. I
I
drew-
don't know that we should tell Scott anymore.
Right? Make him guess as well.
Scott has to guess with the rest of us. 'Cause maybe he will actually.
All right.
I'm good.
I think we do.
So JT,
Yeah, without question.
it's a fire engine red JT.
Yep.
Okay. I'm here for that.
You're here for that?
All right, and then it's gonna have
got a cap.
Rockside Engineering bed rack on it.
You think it's a bed rack? I was thinking it's I mean, I'm okay with a bed rack. I kind of like a truck cap though.
Mm.
I think the bed rack.
How about a cap with a rack on top of the cap?
I could do
We've
that.
got a lot of stuff.
I could do that.
way to split the middle.
We need
I could
lots
do
of,
that.
well, a lot of storage opportunities.
Lot of storage.
Jaga Jeepers already called it. Santa.
Santa.
We need to get more complicated ones. All right, Scott, your turn.
Santa's on his way.
Oh boy.
All right. That's a good one.
That
But
is
this is really specific.
That's
Do
what's
you
gonna-
know what this is, Scott?
Yes, it's from a certain movie.
Okay.
Yeah,
Long as
all
you
right.
know. Long as you know. Okay.
I'm not completely in the dark all the time. Just
I'm
part of the
actually.
time.
I'm glad that we are all on the same page on what this one is.
Yeah.
I think this will be more challenging for the listeners.
Has to be tactical.
It's tactical.
Okay, it's no longer challenging for the listeners.
No.
No,
It's
yeah,
still.
it's gotta be
It's
tactical.
tactical. And I feel like it's like a CJ inspired.
No.
or
See,
YJ.
I was
I
only,
think it's got to go newer, and I think we put Hell Tracks on it.
so
I think it's a 2-door.
I was
I'm
gonna
thinking.
I was gonna give it back to, since all the people I offended, I was gonna say we do a Renegade on tracks.
I could see the Renegade.
It's a Renegade on tracks.
I can see that.
It's
Yeah.
a Renegade on tracks.
It's, you know,
Yep.
Look at Scott. Like he
green.
had a warm up.
it's green.
It's green.
yeah.
He had a warm up.
Yeah,
a couple warm up.
he just nailed that one.
But you nailed that one. I'm just in awe at this point. Goodness, you're allowed to play the games again. You were not allowed to play reindeer games. Now you're allowed to play.
yeah.
Yeah.
We obviously need
Reindeer games is why he wasn't allowed to play.
Yes,
we obviously need a winch on the front because we're tactical.
yes.
Yep,
You
yep.
gotta, I want a winch on the back as well. It's a
Yes,
Rennie.
I agree.
Makes sense.
And it's going to have a front or rear facing. Maybe it's you're going to have to watch the upcoming YouTube video. It's going to be what I'm doing to one of the cheap Jeeps. But maybe it's a winch that actually has a receiver hitch and
Yeah.
go either way.
It is not the Grinch. Just
good
putting
try.
it out there.
Good try.
That was good guess, but it's not it.
So Renegade on tracks with winch, at least in the front, but maybe it
And
it's on a hitch
I think we
receiver.
make it a third row so we can haul all the people in it.
No.
No.
Come
No,
on.
That's not no.
No.
It's
No. 4 to 5 seats is all you need for this.
I see what Scott's saying, because you know you wouldn't need a whole lot of room. It needs to
Yeah.
be tight and compact. But
Exactly.
Nah,
I think
this is a
I
very
think-
specific group.
And I think the back area needs to be for all their
Their gear.
tools, their tinsel, things like that.
Now,
Oh.
now who's giving it away?
Oh, well, I didn't need it.
That was a heck of a clue.
That was a heck of a clue.
And it needs a hot cocoa maker in the dash.
Uh-oh. Somebody called Holiday Pivot. All right, so the pivot card.
I love that they made it a holiday pivot.
Yes,
Like, that's awesome.
this is now a holiday market road trip, so we have to equip the Jeep to travel cross country, stopping at snowy holiday markets along the way. Honestly, our build kind of fits for that
Yeah,
still
we're
anyway,
fine.
so that's not a big twist.
Well,
Kinda.
except for now, I think that instead of having the rear-facing winch, we actually have to be pulling a trailer, right?
Yes.
Because if we're
Yeah.
stopping at holiday markets,
So you have a winch and a hitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine.
all right,
Yeah.
that's fine. So now we have to pull a trailer with the Renegade,
Yeah.
Yep.
which and the Rennie may be pulling multiple
It is not Elf.
individuals. It is sort of inspired
Ish.
ish.
It is not Buddy the Elf. Let's
It's
clarify.
not Buddy the Elf.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's more of a group.
It is a very specific. There's. I think there has to be a spot in it for business cards.
Yes.
There has to be a spot in
and like I said,
in the
hot
Renegade.
cocoa maker in the dash.
Yes.
Yep.
And
Yep.
we need
And
that
the cookie.
the cookie dispenser.
Yep. Cookie
And we need the
dispenser.
really big nav unit in there.
Oh,
because you gotta
huge.
keep track of things.
Because if we're going across country as well, because we
Yep.
have the holiday pivots, we got to have a big nav, and we're gonna have to have some flashing lights on top. I think, like some search and rescue,
Absolutely.
Yes.
type lights. We're gonna need to have some spotlights on it
Yep.
as well.
Yep.
So it's a pretty cool Renegade.
We're gonna equip it with the KC lights again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's-
and then we'll put a light bar on top with the multicolor, the green and yellows for rescue.
Yeah. Tinsel is a big giveaway on that one.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to let that one go unless
Santa tracker.
Amy guessed Bernard from the Santa Claus. It is not Bernard,
that was really good.
but that's
Amy.
a good guess.
That was really good guess.
really good guess.
The
all right.
snow's melting. It's so warm.
I'm going to move on. And we'll have to reveal at the end unless somebody gets it in the meantime. This is too close to the one we already did.
Okay.
I'm going to get another one here.
Okay.
I'm just cheating. I'm actually just picking the ones that I want to do. This one looks fun.
That looks fun.
Okay.
All right. So we're moving on. We're moving on builds from our Renegade. We got a pretty cool fleet at this point. We got an old Willie's pickup truck. We got a JT
I
Gladiator.
gotta be honest, that Renegade actually sounds pretty
The
cool.
Rennie sounds really awesome.
Yep.
Um,
So this one needs to be like a really cool blue color.
I
I
agree.
100%. Team Hydro or
I hate to say it, but I'm leaning towards Chief Blue for this one.
I think Chief Blue is
and I'm
fair.
you know how much I love Team Hydro, but
I know, but I think this is Team Chief Blue.
I
I'm with you.
agree.
I agree.
But what is it? I feel like it's an old. I've been trying. I've said full size rig like 4 times now, and I've got poo pooed on all of it.
I think it's a chief.
I think it's a Chief.
I think,
Cherokee Chief.
Yep,
Um,
that's fair.
I would like it to be on tracks as well.
You just want everything to be. on
No,
track.
it has to be on tracks. Let's be honest.
I think it's on tracks.
This character needs to be able to move across.
Oh no! It's tracks in the rear and skis in the front.
Yes.
Ooh, there
yes.
you go.
Without question.
Okay.
Yes.
It's tracks in the
Sold.
rear, skis in the front. There we go. So it's a Cherokee Chief. It's
not
Cherokee.
not
it's
Jingle
Chief
All the
Blue.
Way. Honestly, I forgot about that movie, but that was another good guess. That
First
is
of
not,
all, I love Jingle All the
I
Way.
love it's a great movie. I forgot about it.
I did not, believe me. But so
Oh, there's our Renegade on Tracks AI generated.
oh my gosh, these are really cool images. You're gonna have to find wherever we post this.
Well, and again, it needs a winch bumper on the front, but this one needs an 8274.
yep,
Of course.
100%. I think that. Oh gosh, how do we? It needs to have like a heater on the front windshield specifically. You know how they have like
Yeah.
well, it has heated side mirrors, right? So a Cherokee Chief would not have heated side mirrors.
No, we're gonna have
But
to add that.
We're gonna add heated side mirrors.
Yes,
Yep.
heated seats too.
We have heated seats. We absolutely have to have
There's
heated
a
seats.
lot of chill in the air.
Very, very cold.
Yeah,
Um,
I think you know how we decorate for the parades with like the bubble makers.
yes.
I think we're gonna have to install snow makers on this.
You know what? I thought the same thing. It's got
Yeah.
kind of a mister or a snowmaker on the side of it, off either corner, if you will. So as it drives, not only is it throwing up snow, but it's also making and tossing some frosty snow out the sides there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be a diesel swap for whatever reason. Just to be random.
Well, listen, I got to choose tracks, so
I'm kind of here for it. I don't know why I am,
but here's
but
the
I'm
thing.
kind of here for
I
it.
got to be honest with you. So here I'm going to throw you a challenge. So my concern is that diesels don't perform
In
really
cold.
well in cold.
Yeah.
So which diesel or what diesel is it?
Hmm.
So you said it's a diesel swap, and obviously it's a Cherokee Chief. It never came with a diesel.
Right.
So you can put kind of whatever in there, so long as it sort of fits. So what are you thinking?
Not Frosty the Snowman. Good guess.
Real close. And honestly, you're right there. Whoever threw that one out.
So I was thinking a 6BT, but it would just have a block heater. Because you know, why not?
6BT is way too big and heavy.
Oh, bull crap.
It's way too big and heavy.
Oh,
This has got to be kind of nimble.
well, yeah. We
all
put
the torques for
we-
all going
put-
through all the snow.
yeah, but we put skis on the front so it could be more nimble. You weigh that down, the skis aren't as effective.
Okay, 4BT.
No. We need to have something that actually is like a good
Okay.
cold weather diesel.
CRD swap.
I'm here for a CRD. I'm here for a little torquey CRD. But definitely, I like the skis and the tracks. The snow ice makers.
Jaga Jeepers got it.
There
Jack
we
Frost.
go. Jack Frost.
There it is.
Good one. All right. Scott, coming in hot. If you pick a bad one, I'm just going to put it back anyways. Okay.
Yep.
I feel good about this one.
Yeah. This is a fun one.
I think it's like it's got to be an SUV.
Yeah.
Oh,
Need
yeah.
All the storage.
It's a 3-row SUV.
So it's got to be a Grand Cherokee L.
Yeah. I think it's a
Okay.
Grand Cherokee L.
Yep. Black.
No, not black.
What?
Well,
Why would it be black?
I just that's what figures in my head.
No.
It'd be black.
Maybe like the old school versions.
with-
Well, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Within the seats would be like plaid in the inserts.
Okay, I
I'm
love
with
it.
him.
I love
he
it.
sold us on it.
You sold me. I was only lukewarm on it.
Oh,
and
Brad
then-
Davis just came in. Special Operations Elf Group from Fred Claus. That was very good.
That was the Renegade.
that was the
Folks,
Renegade.
we're going back. We're circling back. I'm going. That was the Renegade build.
Yep.
Special operations of the elves. Yes, from Santa Claus.
Joe Brella actually on the last one said pure electric run by RTG, free heat too.
Pure electric, ran by what?
An RTG.
Joe, you're gonna need to break down what an RTG is for me. I'll be honest with you.
Give us a map. I need a map.
I am. You know what? Pure electric. Honestly, maybe if it's not a diesel on the
That
Cherokee
actually
Chief.
it would make sense for Jack Frost.
What?
To have the quietness but the speed.
I agree.
I kind of like that.
See, Scott's meh, but I like the quietness and the
but-
frosty blue.
But a snowstorm isn't quiet.
But Jack Frost, I mean, Jack Frost comes and paints your windows when you don't
Right.
know about it. It's
Right.
not a snowstorm per se.
Anyway, let's get
He's
back to
what
our Grand
creates the
Cherokee.
snowstorm.
All right. So what did you say? Would you say it's a Grand Cherokee L or is it a Wagoneer?
I think it's an L. Grand
Okay.
Cherokee L.
I think it's probably I think you're
I
actually
could
right.
see the Wagoneer too, but I like the Grand
I
Cherokee
like the
L.
Grand Cherokee L better.
I
I think that's fitting.
It has
It's been
to have-
around a long time. See, the
Yeah.
Wagoneer, certainly the new one hasn't been around.
Yeah.
But, maybe it is actually a Wagoneer because it was really cool and really popular at one time.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
That's fair.
I like that, and then we're gonna upgrade the sound system.
Oh, it's got it's got Beats,
For days.
Beats for days.
and I think it's got those pod speakers that are supposed to be roll bar mounted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But instead, we've got them like out,
Yep.
and
They're on the roof
They're
rack.
on a roof rack,
Yep.
and there's 6 of them, maybe like 2 in like the 45
The-
forward.
The stereo could be on Pimp My Ride from back in the day.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's got dimly lit lights. It does not have a huge lighting
Right.
No,
system, right?
no.
It's
It's-
got old school halogen lights.
That's the power for the subs and stuff is just taking the power from the lights so bad
That's true.
that they're dim.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And I like the plaid insert on
Yeah.
it.
Oh, geez, there's our
Davey is
Jack
killing
Frost.
it right now. You're gonna have to watch this episode on on the YouTube channel. We'll probably throw
sign
these
up
up.
for Patreon.
We'll
'cause
throw
we
these
will
on
put
the
'em on
Patreon sooner than later, right? Well, the Patreon will get these images first, and they can kind of noodle on it with listening. But the rest of you will have to see it on the final here on
And
YouTube.
I think this one needs to be on tracks too.
Brilla said radios
Because
isotope thermoelectric generator. Other words, big honkin' chunk of plutonium.
Ooh, ooh, we're radioactive.
yeah.
No, it is not National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, but that is a really good guess.
That is fair.
Yeah.
I would go a lot more quirky if it was National Lampoon.
Oh,
yeah.
without question.
Yeah.
And did that make it into the tin? Do you know? Is
Uh,
Chevy,
I mean, you've
is
been
Chevy
in there
Chase
more
in
than
there?
anybody else.
I don't,
I
I don't
looked
think
through
Chevy
there.
Chase made it in there.
I looked through there.
I mean,
I don't think he made it in there, and I'm
All right.
very disappointed in myself for not putting that in.
correct. All right, so we've got tracks on this one, right? It's a Wagoneer. It's seating a bunch of people.
Yep.
It's got a massive sound system that
sound system for days.
you just drive through town and play music.
Oh,
And it's got
you know what'd be
plaid
really
inserts.
fun? You know in Ghostbusters how they have that seat that just slides out from the sides?
Mm.
We install those with a little music stand built into it,
Yes.
so it's got their
Needs that.
sheet music right there.
Yes.
Oh, okay. We're gonna have to move on. Maybe
Big PA system.
big PA system. All right, we're
Yeah,
gonna move on.
you're just purposefully picking now.
Oh,
this
purposely.
is. I'll be honest. I had to include this one. I am so excited for this one.
Okay, there it is. What do you got?
So this one has to be a panel truck.
I think it's an old school fleet van.
I was.
Mm,
That's where I was
that's
thinking.
fair.
Yeah.
It's an old. Now, for those of you who are listening who might be more new age Jeep enthusiasts, for a brief moment in the 40s to
For actually quite a while, all the way into the 60s.
60s, right? 40
Yeah.
to 60s.
An FJ van.
Yes, Jeep produced this neat little van, and quite frankly, a number of people.
Geauga Jeepers guessed Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and that was a really good guess.
That's super
Not
close.
correct, but
That is super close.
very close.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm
Think
going
more
with
generic.
a fleet van.
Yes.
From there.
Yep.
But it has to be a little bit old looking and a
Oh.
little bit run down.
Yeah, without
Yeah.
question.
I forgot what we were doing.
I'm
already.
thinking a faded black color.
Yes.
See, now here's the problem. I
Well,
go to like
oh,
a
I was
gray
thi-
blue,
Yeah. Yeah.
I could see
Because,
a gray blue.
Faded gray blue.
faded
Yeah.
gray blue, because that's authentically what they actually drove.
Yes.
That's our sound system. Oh, that is so
killing
fun.
it. He's killing it. These AI generated images. You're gonna love them, folks, when you see them happen.
And the motor has to make like that weird, clunky, not running so great sound.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 All right. So the FJ with not a healthy engine, kind of clunky,
Yep.
faded gray blue, steel blue.
Yep. It has to have some sort of old signage on the side.
We need to fix tool mounts to the side, so we have a place for like a shovel, a crowbar,
Definitely
things
a
like that.
crowbar.
Yeah.
Blankets, maybe,
Yeah.
coats, heavy pea coat or blankets,
Yeah.
storage in the van.
Yep.
The rubber things that go over your shoes.
Yep. Yep.
Totes.
Yeah.
Totes. Those are good. I think that they don't have anything impressive for traction. This
No.
this dream build.
No,
is,
it's on ball tires.
This is bald. These are bald tires.
And
Yeah.
it just has
And-
lots of random household stuff in the back of it.
It does have a ton of room for.
Well, yeah, that's why we
random
got to
household
build a
junk.
lot of cabinetry or storage units in it. Maybe we look at
No, because
we
that takes too long.
retrofit it. No, we retrofit a decked system into it,
Okay.
and that way they've got a pull-out area for some of their storage
Mhm.
with a tray on top. So we're gonna have to put that into the van.
Do you know for a hot minute it was really
There it is.
what's that?
Marv from Home Alone. Well, that's half of it.
Yeah.
It was pretty close because
And
I
Mike
was
DeLeo was saying Home Alone as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
and that's what I was gonna say.
I think that's fair.
It is, and I was gonna go with when those it became popular there for a hot second for the Cherokees, the new age Cherokees, to do the one stripe of the grill
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
For the tooth.
for the tooth for the gold. It would have one gold stripe on the fleet van,
But it falls
perfect.
off.
but it falls off. The grill is falling off in the process.
So
All
it was the Wet Bandits.
It was. All right. I am absolutely purposely picking at this point, so
Yes. That's a great one.
no worries. All right. So what do you got? This one is a JK.
I could see a JK. I could see a
two-door
JK.
JK.
I think this is the olive drab green.
So I was thinking old school, like M715 or 725 ambulance, or maybe a J truck, but old J truck, Gladiator style. You know,
I could go for that. I mean, I'll be honest. That was my first picture, but I really kind of I'm digging the JK. I think the JK fits.
I feel like it's like a JK Rubicon.
Yes.
It's a JK Rubicon,
ooh,
and it's.
I got it. J8.
Why are you so much on the pickup truck?
No,
That's what I want to know.
The J8 isn't though. That's the military JK.
Oh,
I
you're
could
right.
I could see that.
See,
You're right.
That's
You're right.
perfect.
I'm thinking that like the J8.
we got
like the truck.
60 in the rear. We got that cool military front bumper.
I love it. You're right. It's
Yeah.
2-door.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right. It's 2-door.
Yep.
It's I love the J8. I
Yeah.
was thinking of I think one of Jerry's, and if it's not Jerry, it's somebody he's acquainted to, has one that's a pickup truck, which I love. I get.
Yeah.
But the standard J8 where it is still
Oh, the Wet
a
Bandits
JK.
van came out amazing.
It did. It's not a fleet van though.
No.
That's a panel Jeep. It's a
Close-ish.
sedan delivery. It's cool though.
It'll work.
Maybe
I accept
AI
There's
doesn't.
like a VW symbol on the
Yeah,
side of
that
it.
part's weird.
We're gonna have to do something about that one. folks. All right.
Maybe AI doesn't know what an FJ fleet van is.
I don't think they does. AI does not care. So, all right, J8. It's nimble and it's got lockers. It's
37.
equipped to go the distance, to do battle,
Yeah.
no matter the season.
Yeah.
And is it actually a Christmas vehicle build or not? Right. All of our
It's
other ones are
all-purpose.
deliberately Christmas.
This
No.
one's all purpose.
This is all purpose. I don't think it. I think maybe we hang a Christmas decoration in the window
off the mirror.
off the mirror. That'll work.
Yeah.
Just one little Christmas bulb.
I do think
hanging in the
I
mirror.
do think we have to armor this. I think we armor the Jeep. It has to be for this particular character.
but light armor because it has to be able to go the distance.
It has to be very nimble.
Right. But it still needs some
Ooh.
kind of armor plating.
And since it's a J8,
Jaga Jeepers got it. Die Hard. John
I
McClane.
wasn't done yet. I was like,
Keep going.
we
Keep
could
going.
we could do the military or the diesel option since it's
Oh, you know
Yep.
what? Holiday Pivot came in after it got identified, but I think we're going to use it anyways.
oh geez.
Let's see what we get.
For Die Hard.
No, I'm picking a different one.
What was your what?
There's
so
so
that-
much cheating going on.
Oh, this said add defense mechanisms.
We're already
Protect
doing that.
it.
We're picking a different one. That one's
Yeah.
not fun. Fireworks on the trail. The Jeep must carry and safely launch New York's fireworks from a remote off-road location. Still kind of fitting.
I was gonna say it's John McClane. He's good.
Yeah.
He's saving Christmas
Well,
no matter what.
Now we give him a bag for detonators. You know, the one that he was holding
I
on
thought
to.
he
most
already
of the
had
movie.
them. I mean, come on.
Well, he
It-
lost them at one point, so we're going to give him a more secure way to keep them.
I'm here for a trailer again. I'm just
Well, at least we could do that with the 80 in the back or the 60 in
The
the
60
rear.
in the
Yeah,
back. That's what
yeah.
I'm saying. The thing is a tow pig. It's
Yeah.
ready to go. And I think it's a 7. What is that? The trailer that actually is a military trailer.
Oh, yeah.
That actually has the pintle hook on it.
Yeah. Well, of course, it has to be pintle. Because,
Right, but the last time it was produced was like 1977. You
Well,
know?
right.
It's oversized and it's on those skinny tires.
you just
and
happened to find it.
You just happened to find it, and it just fit on the J8,
Yeah.
and now it's able to transport accordingly. You know.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna move on to this one.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Can I have my JK yet? Can I have a
gave you
2-door JK?
I gave you a better JK.
I mean, that's you're going back to the light blue again.
I'm going to a light blue JK.
Yeah.
yeah.
White wheels.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want it. I love a white wheel, but I want this to have a white
Well,
wheel,
it
and it's
has
got
to
like
be-
35s tops.
It has to be like looks like steel wheels, but they're alloy wheels.
That's exactly the wheel.
Yeah.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
exactly the wheel. So it's the Chief Blue for anybody who or the Brilliant Blue if you're a 70s, or if you're a fan of the YJCJ Jeep that Scott recently did. That era, or that style, that palette. It's got the white steel, the alloy wheels, but they look like the
steel
old school
wheels.
steels.
Yep.
35s at max. They're not
this
they're,
one-
They're
I
just
think-
appropriately sized to the
I
Jeep.
think we're gonna do something unique. We're gonna change all the door handles and hinges to white.
Okay. It's definitely an attractive, kind of a contrast color palette.
And this one, even though it's winter time, it does need a heater because that doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
No.
Also, I would like this one to have kind of a gnarly sound system as well.
Oh, yeah, it has to.
I think
Yeah,
it has to have a
to.
gnarly sound system.
We're doing the I-509 restyle with soundbar upgrade.
Yep. So
I-
JK, it's only a 2-door, so we don't have a ton of room. I don't think we need a back seat though.
No.
not Frosty, and we already did Jack Frost, so it's not Jack Frost.
Yeah.
It would kind of fit for either of those, but that's not who.
Yeah, well,
we're-
I think Frosty is in a like a dump truck. Honestly, I don't know for whatever reason, but that's what I like to
Poor
think
Frosty.
of. But Frosty's just got big bones. He's not,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it needs a compartment that's fireproof for certain little creatures to live in.
Radio silence. I don't think that's this person.
It's not, but it's an associate of this person.
It is an associate of this person. It's an associate.
No.
So I think there's got to be. It's not. I think there's got to be a compass because we need to have.
Yeah.
We need to know where north is
Mhm.
specifically, right? The west and the south. It needs to obviously has
Well-
to have a nice.
Well, we need to definitely put ultimate axles on it with the 60s, and be able to pull a trailer again, because there is a good friend of this character that weighs a lot and would need to be pulled by trailer.
We're really coming out of
No,
left
no.
field on this one. I mean, feel free to expand.
Yeah.
So
Why does it weigh so much?
And why would they want to pull their friend?
Yeah. There's no heater. Your friend can be in with them.
I don't think the friend fits in the vehicle, in the Jeep.
I'm not sure which friend he's referring to.
I don't know which friend I feel like we're not doing a great job representing this person at this point.
Holiday pivot. Okay. Well,
Thank
we need a
God.
pivot.
We needed a pivot. We needed pivot.
Christmas tree haul. Your Jeep must transport the largest Christmas tree imaginable.
Oh,
without
Well,
tipping over.
now we can actually reference having to pull big honking creatures around as well. 'Cause obviously.
So now it needs some sort of water deposit device so that it'll get slick behind the Jeep so that it can pull the Christmas tree along easier.
I think we should put it so it sprays in front of the Jeep.
But it's on 35s. We didn't track this one.
I see.
We have to track this one.
But then you're taking his cool wheels away.
I
my
know.
cool wheels. I had cool wheels
Okay,
for a moment.
We'll stick with the cool wheels. But what tires are you gonna put on it?
Well, they're only the ice rated
Yeah.
tires.
No, you know what?
Ooh.
I don't. I think we just.
Snow and ice
I
rated
think
tires.
I think we do a Quadratec thing. We just don't put tires on it. Just go on the rims.
No. No. we use the tires from ice
I think you're
racing,
talking about Quake, not Quadratec.
Quake, yes.
where we put the big gnarly like 3-inch
Oh,
studs through the tire.
Yes,
with
where they're
tubes.
actually just running on spikes
Yes.
on the
Perfect.
Yes.
tires.
So
where the
no, it
tires
is
should
not Yukon Cornelius.
That's a good guess though.
You're gonna have to
It
get
is.
a little more. Maybe I was gonna say they're gonna have to get a little more creative in their guessing. Maybe we need to be a little more creative in our presentation. Because let's see.
Oh, well, if we're gonna put the really good sound system in, we gotta rig it so that the mic picks it up and plays across the system as well.
Well, and I was also gonna mention that this one there's a sister Jeep. It's not exactly outfitted the exact way.
No.
But this one has another Jeep that's outfitted
Yeah,
similarly.
it's green with brown seats.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. I kind of dig their their Jeep as much.
Yes.
I think they've got similar cool wheels. I'm here for the wheel personally.
Yes, but the blue one is always leaving the green one behind.
Always. Always. Because I think the blue one is more it has a different engine than anything else in
Yes.
in the
And we don't really know what makes it go.
You know what? Just as a very out there
Oh!
piece, for the sisters Jeep, we have to put in a sandwich maker.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think this one runs it's a hydrogen based engine.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
there
like
it
that?
is.
Oh,
Good pull.
it's a hydrogen engine.
and it has taillight covers, but kind of look like mice.
Why mice?
Why mice?
Mm.
What?
Why mice?
What? Do you know what movie we're
Yes,
talking
I do.
about? Am
It's
I?
not Cinderella.
No.
Okay.
Okay. We're guessing, and we have the card in front of us.
I was alluding to the company that made the movie.
Oh, look at that little Easter egg he threw in there. This is why, folks, when you have a Jeep built by us and with the mad scientists in control, there's Easter eggs all throughout your Jeep.
There is.
It might not make sense to you, but they're in there.
Now that you know what I'm thinking, does that
Yeah.
make sense?
That's cute.
Mike
that's
DeLeo got it with Frozen.
There, yeah,
Thankfully.
Elsa.
What?
There we go.
It was Elsa. Let's move on because that was horrible. That was a train wreck. The ice monster was what I was talking about. The one that she created to protect the castle, and then he hangs out with them in
But
all
he
the other
doesn't need
movies.
to be hauled by anybody. He's just blazing his own.
I was
trail.
gonna say, I don't want to haul him around, right? I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
This one I'm particularly think is fascinating. It's not one that's been popular up until very recently.
Yeah.
This one is an old clapped out Jeepers Creepers inspired build as well.
Yes. And this one has to be like black.
This is totally blacked out.
Oh yeah.
Suede, like black, not shiny at all.
Is this oh yeah, it's definitely like matte or kind of faded patinaed black.
Yeah, I'm thinking an older Jeep again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it needs to be big. In my mind, it needs to be big.
Yeah. So
what do we-
725.
725. So if you don't know what a 725 is, folks, it was a military inspired. It was an ambulance, but it was a panel truck
On the 715.
on the 715 platform or
very,
chassis.
very large. and
Very
in charge.
large, very aggressive
It is
vehicle.
It is not Nightmare Before Christmas, but good guess. It was
Yes.
a very good guess.
And
And it gives them lots of room for stuff in bags.
yes,
Yeah,
and
in the back.
and anybody who
This
might
is-
not make the best choices around the Christmas season.
Did, I was paying attention to comments for a minute, but did you guys say it's a diesel yet?
Mm.
It has
No.
to be a diesel.
This is like an old school, like a Detroit that whistles and
Yeah.
hums
It's-
and is angry, and
And it's got the smokestacks on it.
But the back has to be like soundproof, so in case anything in the back is noisy, you can't hear.
You're
it.
not going to hear it over the engine.
That's probably true.
That's fair.
That's fair. Though I think
Giaga Jeepers. Wow, just nailed that.
he hit
Krampus.
Krampus. Yeah,
That's
good.
impressive.
I'm impressed.
So it was recently Krampus Snatch, and I doubt that I'm saying that right, even remotely. And it's kind of a super creepy. I kind of feel bad historically for anybody who actually celebrated it. But Krampus is kind of the similar character of Santa, but
Yeah,
is
yin and yang, man.
yeah, is out there punishing kids and individuals who have made poor choices throughout the holiday season. And that actually, the date of celebration for that actually just passed last week, which I think is fascinating. I'm actually kind of weirded out by the nature of Krampus.
Oh,
but
Days of Jeepmas, that's the name of his gladiator. No wonder he guessed it so quick.
well,
We just described
fair.
his dream build.
we did his build for him. All right, Jeff, you want to pick one here at random? We got a couple more of these, and perfect.
This has to be a yellow Jeep. I don't care what necessarily. It's got to
Well,
be
the yellow ones don't stop, so I agree.
Yeah.
That's fair.
4-door,
Yeah, we need lots of space.
Yeah, it's a 4-door.
Yeah.
4-door, JL, JK, XJ, XJ,
XJ. XJ.
Yeah.
It's for the if you know if it's an XJ. It's a yellow, so it's school bus yellow, not a bright solar yellow.
Right.
Yep.
Like XJ's actually came in a
But
product
the
called
Jeep
solar
just
yellow.
seems happy all the time.
Yes, it's just a happy
Yes.
yellow Jeep.
though.
Yep.
Yes.
It's got some green accents to it,
Of course.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And maybe some random red Christmas ornaments here and there.
Yep. I think we definitely need a sound system in this one.
Okay.
It's gotta be a pretty decent sound system, but with a bad microphone. Doesn't sound good when he's singing with it.
Yeah, right. You're karaokeing with it, and it sounds terrible as
Yes.
it goes through
But,
the PA
but
system.
he doesn't know that.
No.
But I think in the back it needs to have a mini. Gosh, what are those stainless steel when you boil off sap? It's obviously not a still, but and when you
Not Charlie Brown.
when you boil off sap, this is like Pimp My Ride. You know what I mean? Where this is a mini sap boiler, so that you can make the final product out of it right in the dream build, right in the vehicle itself.
And it has to have, wasn't it candy canes or some sort of thing too? Try and remember. It's been a while since I've watched this one.
It has not been a while since I've watched this
Unfortunately,
one.
it has not been for me.
I can
Quote lines.
quote lines.
Yep.
I was gonna say I also want it to have a coffee cup, like so that you can have the world's best coffee.
Yes.
in.
Yeah,
It needs
well,
to have like a warmer, a plug-in warmer.
Amy already got it. It is Elf.
Buddy the Elf.
What's your favorite color?
And I wanted it to have a syrup maker in the back.
Yeah,
Right? You would just
absolutely.
be able to just make syrup constantly.
So we could put it on everything.
Well, what
my favorite.
was that? What it was? That
Syrup
made him
and
like
coffee.
super hyper. Was the syrup in the movie?
He
He's
was super
Buddy
hyper the
Elf.
whole
He's-
movie.
He's
Yeah, but,
super
like-
hyper. He's just in love with life.
But he was in the house, left alone, and he was super hyper because he
When he
got like
shoved 10 cookies into the VCR.
maybe.
Are you talking about because of his spaghetti plate with Pop Tarts and marshmallows and candy
Yes.
canes?
That was
and
just
syrup?
what he eats for
That was his breakfast.
just
Okay,
what he eats
that's
for
fine.
breakfast. Yeah. All right. Let's do last one. Last one. I'm gonna. There we go.
Holy-
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Is that the one we're
Was
doing?
there any good one? Nah, that one was okay.
There was that one.
That one's okay. That's cute, but I don't. That one's a challenge. Do we want to throw a challenge at people?
I don't think that's
What is this even? Jeff? This might not be the last one because this is going to be awful, folks. This is going to. If you thought any of these have been painful,
I picked that one specifically for you
I can't see.
because it is Slovakian, and I'm just going to put it out there.
Okay. Now I finally get my J truck.
no,
No.
I'm hauling this in a 2-door clapped out XJ.
Yes.
Oh, Jay.
That is, and if you've
Ah.
listened to any of the podcasts before, that will give it away in of itself. But
Joe Brella said we needed to add storage tanks to the Elf's Jeep because 50 gallons of sap for 1 gallon of syrup.
There's magic.
Yep.
So he didn't need it.
Oh, okay.
little drummer boy is in here. The gingerbread man, Jack Skellington.
We had
the
Heat Miser and
Bumble.
Snow Miser.
You put a lot of work into making this game.
I did.
I'm just happy he put the
I
iHeart
honestly
in there.
think like we could like play this game as like almost like a charade. You could take it home and just like play it with your family.
And you have to act out what the character is.
And you have to like act out, or you could do the dream build like
Yeah.
with a partner, and then like either your partner guesses or the other team guesses.
So
and then
yet
they take a
another
point.
SFJ game.
This is
what
like
I'm hearing?
this is like the SFJ Christmas game now.
Oh boy.
And the instructions is like it's like charades.
Can Jeff
It's
sweat
just
over there
charades,
again?
right?
I
It's just charades, and you have this package, and you need to do the dream build. This pack of cards, and you need to do the dream build with a partner. And if the partner guesses who the character is, then you guys get the point. If the other team guesses, they steal the turn, and they go after a point. That seems really legitimate to me.
Oh,
This
all
is
right.
this
Well,
has got
there
a
you go.
game here. All right, the one that we're not going to do is the Slovakian Yule Goat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
I
struggling
want to
with
know
that
how
one.
many listeners at home
I
would
would
have
never-
been able to reasonably reference the Yule Goat.
I would not have at all. I wouldn't have guessed it.
So
I didn't even know it was a thing until
Yeah.
I found it when I was looking for characters, and I'm like, huh.
I'm saying I know what Yule is, and I didn't know there was a Yule goat.
Right.
So
It's a
if
Yule
I
goat.
don't know that, then I'm
But I
really
found it and
struggling.
went, wait, this is actually a thing?
Yes,
I-
it is,
I-
but
I
we're not
knew-
built. Nobody at home. Nobody is going to know the Yule Goat.
The
If
fact
you
that
knew the
did,
Yule Goat,
feel-
I want you to reach out to us. I want you to reach out.
I'm happy that you knew because that was why I put it in there.
I couldn't believe that. All right. Hermie, the elf, the dentist from Rudolph. That was a good one. Heat Miser. I'm assuming Snow Miser is in there.
Yes, no miser was.
I love it. Macaulay Culkin from Kevin McAllister is in here. Mrs. Claus, of course. The other one I think would have been super challenging is the Mouse King.
Oh, that
would you
would
have been
have
able to produce the Mouse King?
No.
Do you know what that is in reference to?
Nutcracker.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
That was good. The Nutcracker. I like that one. Frosty the Snowman. Like, what would Frosty? I mean, I voted for Dump Truck. People at home, I wonder what you think Frosty.
Brad
would
Davis said WTH to the Yule Goat.
drive. So there's Snow Miser. A Nutcracker Soldier. That's a good one.
We just offended an entire continent just so we're all on the same page.
Nah. That's okay. So I'm just gonna announce the Sugar Plum Fairy. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
Right. Not gonna that's the Sugar Plum Fairy from the Nutcracker and the Four Realms. I don't know if you know that. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did.
That's a Nutcracker. Could you even produce a Nutcracker in the Four Realms, Scott? You don't even know what she would drive.
So anyways,
Blue and pink. It's like a convertible.
Giaga Jeepers thinks it's an FJ for Frosty.
Like, maybe.
An FJ is in like a Toyota FJ?
No,
that-
I mean, we're a Jeep program, so that doesn't exist.
I know, that's what I'm thinking. I'm not.
An FJ for Jeeps is the panel van again,
Is the panel van again?
which I could see that for Frosty.
I think he's referencing an FJ as in the Toyota FJ,
blasphemy.
which is a bulbousy snow globe looking vehicle, which had terrible, side panels with a huge blind spots and a narrow windshield.
Amy said FC.
That would be pretty cool. 'Cause
Frosty.
You have the bed for your snow.
Yep, and it's on tracks because FCs belong on tracks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I want to do this one.
Okay.
Well, that will be our last one.
Okay.
And we're going to do that one kind of in a legit fashion.
I think I finally get my Hydro Blue.
Did you see the new blue that they came out with? Jeep's newest blue?
No.
It's this GM also released a similar color palette. But it's this steel blue. It's kind of it's not quite a
okay.
navy.
I'll take it. That
It's got
fits.
this steel blue to
See,
it.
I was thinking black with like this royal blue interior.
Ooh.
Royal? Are you sure royal or just not kind of the feeling of royal? Because royal is actually a bright.
A dark.
See, that's more of
blue.
like a navy.
The
Navy
steel or
blue
blue,
interior.
yeah. I can dig that.
Yeah.
So you want a black exterior with
Yeah.
a navy interior
Yeah.
blue.
With like some nice pinstripe down the side and stuff.
I can
offset
agree with
color.
you.
And we got to have a really good clock. Like really good on time.
But I want it to be
constantly.
classy. I want it to be a throwback
school.
clock. I want it to be an analog readout.
Yes. But it's GPS enabled, so it's always synchronizing.
Always synchronized and always on time.
I apologize.
appreciate
I need to step out for just a second.
Sure thing. So as far as what is the vehicle? Did we actually say what the vehicle is itself? Because we just said what color it was going to be, but we did not say what the vehicle is itself. Because I'm back to my. Is it old? Is it new?
See, to me, it's got to be something older because it's kind of fits in. But
That, or is it timeless? Kind of like a Wrangler where it is.
that's fair. Could be.
I kind of
timeless.
want it to be a JL Wrangler.
That could be all right.
I like the older piece though, but
Yeah.
we've already used some full sizes.
So many.
What's that?
Brad already got it.
Are you serious?
Well, sort of. Is that close enough, or do you want to keep going?
I can't read it. What does he say?
Polar Express.
Oh, how did he? That was so good. I just didn't feel like ours was that good of guessing.
Specifically, the conductor of Polar Express.
Specifically, the conductor.
But that was pretty cool.
That was.
We didn't even
excellent.
barely figure out what
Yeah,
vehicle
well,
it was.
I'm going
and
to
he's
keep
already-
going a little bit because what kind of engine? Well, first of all, we haven't said whether it's a JL Wrangler. I would love to know what Brad thinks it is. What did Brad, or somebody else in the comments? What do they think it is?
What was that? JK that was steam swapped.
Oh yeah. Kenny Hawk did a
Yeah.
steam swap. That'll make Jason's skin crawl, but okay, I'm with you.
It's so fitting though.
Right. Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It is. It's Kenny Hawk's. When Hawk Designs was actually a real business.
Yes.
Or as it was on its way out.
Yeah.
Yes, they had steam swapped a JK.
Yes.
Which just sprayed smut on everybody.
Well,
all the vendors in
It's
the area.
diesel. Or not diesel. It was steam.
It was steam. Yeah.
Yeah. That was hazards of the times.
Correct. So maybe.
I saw that Brad Davis did guess it.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
that's what he had said.
We don't have to wait till she's gone, Joe. We do it all the
I
time.
was gonna say that's so. Joe Brilla in the comments said Jeff's gone. Now we can talk about him. Yeah, they talk about it right
I
in
was
front
gonna
of me.
say
It
I
doesn't
won't
matter.
say anything behind anybody's back. I won't say to their face, and I'll say a lot of things. So I've
That's very
steam
true.
swapped JLJK.
Yep.
Beautiful black exterior.
Yep.
Navy blue interior. Beautiful
Yeah.
centerpiece. I want a JLJK because I want the Stinger where the headlights kind of come to a point, or not the headlights, excuse me, the fog lights, where they can be kind of center mounted.
Yes.
They're above the hood line, but I want them to be some nacho lights. No
Pivot.
amber color, but bright white. You know, it's going to blind everybody coming at it.
Why? Holiday party ready. Your Jeep needs to impress a festive Jeep Christmas parade. Make it flashy and fun. It's too relevant.
Your
again.
pivots have not been pivety. Go ahead. What are some other pivots? What are they?
Santa's sleigh malfunctions. Your character's Jeep must now double as a backup sleigh and features to carry gifts, reindeer, or both.
Like a train.
Like a train? Maybe like a train where you just.
Elves on board. Design extra seating or storage to transport a team of mischief.
Okay, Jeff. Get it, DJ.
The Grinch's heist. The Jeep must be stealthy enough for the Grinch to sneak through town without being spotted. That adds a little bit of level to it.
All right, so we have to take the steam engine out of it, and electric monorail trains are a very real thing.
Okay.
Part
of me just died inside there.
So and they're heavy, right? Electric vehicles are heavy, and so this still works for our train. But it has to be whisper silent, so it's going to be like the monorail at Disney, where
but they have to be like all aerodynamic, and that
Correct.
isn't the right train then.
well, I mean, the conductor is timeless. He just
You know
has
what?
to work on a new train.
What
at
if
this
we do
point.
the mag trains?
So that's kind of what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the monorail at Disney is not actually a mag train, but it's a same enough concept. It's electric last time I knew, or it's something because it's whisper silent when it comes to and from the different points of drop off and pickup. What are you giggling about?
Just how crazy this has all gone.
You had fun with it.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. He's back to being a Grinch about playing games. Well, games suck.
He asked what the topic was going to be, and I started telling him, I was like, why? Why are we doing this? I'm like, it's going to be fun.
It was fun. The pivots
We're lame.
So when you go to buy your SFJ Christmas party pack, we'll have a different pivot set of options for you in the process. Well, I think that was pretty good. We've got a bunch of weekend updates that you may or may not want to hang out for, and we'll tell you about those if you want to hang around for that as we move forward. We do only have one more episode before before we take a break for Christmas, we will be back right before New Year's.
What's really fun is he's trying to do the outro and skip us. Very important thing.
Yeah, he's not getting it.
I did last time as well. Attempt.
I know.
All right, where's my?
I don't know what you do with them last time.
Oh, they were thrown in like a snowball. I thought I threw them back like a snowball.
Is there a snowball over there?
No, we can't do it. We don't have it. Jeffrey, you're a producer.
Well, we'll have them. Give me just a moment. You're just going to read off a computer screen.
I can't read off the computer screen. So what
Okay.
Jeffrey is trying to get to is an attempt to continue our 12 days of Jeepmas, which, obviously you've been waiting for. I have no idea where they went. The snowball, I thought I threw the snowball back at you.
I would have told you it was supposed to be right here, and I don't see it anywhere.
I think somebody hit it.
No.
I think so.
No.
Yeah.
That's not
There's
true
been so
at
much
all.
cheating happening today. I would not put it past it.
No, there was none of that. That's so silly. Who would do such a thing?
Exactly.
I want to know what your contribution to the 12 Days of Jeepmas,
We have
because
to
you
wait and
used to
see.
have to hold up cards and do something. Do you remember when we first started this and you were actually supposed to sing with me?
No.
Yeah, I remember
I
that.
don't recall.
I remember that.
Nobody
personally.
wants to hear that.
Yes.
They're here for you.
No, that is just not the case. Are we good, Jeffrey?
Yeah. Kind of. Are you going to be able to read it from that?
Nope.
Okay. Well, you're going to have to figure it out.
Oh, awesome. Can I?
It can't go very far. That's about as far as you're going to
Well,
get.
nobody can hear me now, Jeffrey. Now I'm in the background. Nope, still no good. Nobody actually wants to hear this.
I can hear you.
I'm
fine.
going to snuggle with Jeff in the You know what? Since Jeff wrote this, he's getting the full effect. Oh, yeah, buddy. I'm going to have you sit on my lap like you've been a good little boy.
It's-
And we're
I
going to snuggle.
apologize to anyone that can see this.
Who's been a good little boy this Christmas?
Not Jeff.
We're snuggling, Jeff.
All right.
You remember you did this the other day. I can't. Where's the instrumental? Where's the music? First day of Christmas, my Jeepmas gave to me a Wrangler climbing rocks with glee. On the second day of Jeepmas, my true love gave to me 2 lockers locking and a Wrangler climbing rocks with glee. On the third day of Jeepmas, my true love gave to me 3 trail maps, 2 lockers locking, and a Wrangler climbing rocks with glee. On the fourth, you've all heard all this already, so just so you know, mudding tires, no, gave to me, mudding tires, 3 trail maps, 2 lockers locking, and a Wrangler climbing rocks with glee. Not JTs, obviously we're excluding you. This is 5, just so you know. 5 golden grills. What? That doesn't even make sense. Mudding tires, 3 trail maps, 2 lockers locking, and a Wrangler climbing rocks with glee. On the 6th day of Jeepmas, my true love gave to me 5 golden. Where is it? 6. What? 6 lifts of lifting? What? Jeff, that's just lame.
It's terrible.
That was terrible. That wasn't even creative.
I told you.
On the 7th day of Jeepmas, my true love gave to me 7 lights a shining, 6 lifts a lifting, 5 golden grills, as if it's on the front of a FJ panel van. More money is money. 3 trail maps, 2 lock, and a Wrangler climbing rocks with glee. On the 8th day of Jeepmas, my true love gave to me. I don't know, because Jeff took the music away, so I can't see anything. Now it's back, but I have no idea where I'm at. Nobody wants to hear about 8 bumpers bashing. Wrangler climbing rocks with glee.
I need to make sure we print that next time again, and
No,
hide it
no.
so that you can't steal
No,
it. And
you 100% deserve snuggled with in that situation.
Just because he did lifting, I drew a actual
yeah, I
two-post
think
lift.
of a 2-post lift.
That's
that's what I heard.
terrible.
Jeff, we're not letting AI create the song
No,
anymore.
no.
You took the easy button and it didn't work for us.
Oh, they said they didn't have music playing either.
My God, it's just worse.
Yeah.
It just makes it worse.
The Polar Express train has gone off the tracks.
It is off the rails at this point, folks.
That's funny.
Oh,
Very
it's not
fitting.
funny. It's not funny.
It's
No.
very fitting for the way the weekend has gone.
All right, folks. Well, that was a banger. What are we doing next week?
I don't have my notebook with me.
Jeff! Jeff!
We are doing Naughty or Nice.
Okay. And it will be the last podcast we'll have before Christmas. Now, that will be the podcast prior to the Jeep Christmas Parade. Well, it's actually a community Christmas parade.
Giaga Jeepers said, it's kind of funny.
Nah.
And then Amy promptly said, you're no Stevie Wonder.
No. No, that is true.
It does have the sunglasses for it, though.
Well, you know what? I've been doing really good, except the light sensitivity. Everything about the eyes is great. But,
Yeah, and it's very bright in this room.
It is very bright in here, and I'd like to think that I can do it without. I keep coming in and thinking, this is gonna be the time I don't need the sunglasses.
No,
Just
but
embrace the Stevie Wonder.
here we are.
For the rest of the season, at least.
At least, yeah, yep. Well, folks, it has been a banger. Maybe in a bad way, maybe in a good way. You decide. And the train has solidly left the station, is on its side, off the tracks, and we're attempting to crane it back on at this point so that we can have a productive work week. A couple weeks left. You can still continue to get your seasonal hoodies. So you're going to want to check out, sfj4x4.com. You can always message us on our Facebook page or give us a call, 440-813-3663, or text at our text only, 440-855-2100. If you'd like to hang around and hear about the weekend, there were a couple things that happened.
Just a few.
Just a few. And I think that the guys were pretty excited to share with you all in some capacity. So hang around if you do so choose. Until then, Jeep on.
Jeep on.
Jeep on.
Can you imagine it? Who knows if people at home heard that or not?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Jeff, we got to talk about.
In post, they're all going to hear it, so I don't care.
Oh,
Ah, dear.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That was,
So Jeff, you got to go to your golf game.
I did. I went to the Steelers and Browns game down in Pittsburgh.
my wife was so jealous.
Oh, it was so much fun. I honestly have been saying for years and years, I would love to just go to one game that I'll probably hate it. I'll be miserable, but
Yeah, because I mean, even leading up to it, you're like, oh, I like watching them on the TV.
I really enjoy watching it on TV. I did not even remotely imagine how awesome it was going to be in the stadium.
the energy in the stadium.
The energy, the twirling of the terrible the towels, the jumbotron playing all the classic plays and things from out history of the Steelers. Renegade coming on. If you've never gone to a football game,
Well, Scott hasn't. Remember, we're just
but I mean, just in general, in life, of any kind of football game, even a
Okay.
high school football game,
okay.
going to this and just experiencing when Renegade comes on and the stadium goes quiet, the lights go out, and then Renegade starts playing and the lyrics kick in, and the stadium just immediately roars into energy. It's unbelievable.
That's
it's
cool.
a really cool experience.
Yeah, I think that's the joy of live performances.
Yeah.
Regardless, is that's the piece. Like we can, they show concerts, holiday concerts or just concerts, orchestral concerts on TV all the time or movie. You just can't reproduce the feeling when you experience something firsthand as a human.
I'll be honest. When we got to our seats, the view of the stadium was just amazing. It was such a good view, and I could not take a picture to do it justice.
Yes.
It was just unbelievable. We were diagonally opposite across the field from the Steelers tunnel, so we watched them all come run in.
Okay.
It's just a really fun overall.
And it was in Pittsburgh.
It was in Pittsburgh.
Your uncle had won these.
Yeah. He doesn't know football at all, and a coworker offered him a raffle ticket for some good cause, and he said, well, it's a coworker. I got to buy a ticket. Didn't even know what it was for.
Sure.
And then won. So they offered it up to me. So I took my brother because it was 2 tickets.
Mm-hmm.
And we made a day out of it. We left Erie at just before 9 a.m.
Okay.
Got down to Pittsburgh, parked at Station Square.
Mm-hmm.
And from Station Square, you can actually take a ferry across if you want.
Okay.
Because you actually have to cross 2 rivers
Mhm.
to get to the stadium. We chose to walk instead because we're cheap.
Yeah.
2 miles of walking each direction.
Sure.
But it was really fun because we get.
But did you have your pedometer on?
No.
Ah.
No.
Okay.
But we did. So we get halfway across the first bridge, and my brother's like, the stadium looks like it's getting closer. I'm like, well, we got to cross that bridge to get to there. He's like,
sure.
we have another bridge to go.
Right. Right.
So we got there. It was really cool. We went, walked through.
It's gorgeous weather.
Oh, it was amazing.
Right.
It's 50 and sunny. It felt like it was upper 60s.
Sure.
We were roasting because we've dressed in layers, thinking it was going to be cold.
Yep.
And then where we sat in the stadium was the sunny side of the stadium, so we were in sun basically the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, I couldn't even picture a better experience for first time ever going to the stadium. Plus, we had the tickets were actually club seats. So once we got into the stadium, I was actually surprised how lax security was. We just got right in, no questions asked, no bag checks, nothing. Just a little surprised how.
Did you have bags?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it was real easy to get in, no questions asked. We get in. We went
Your
in,
innocent face.
maybe.
That's right.
So it was gate B, which is off the back corner of the stadium. So we had to walk past, the main entrance and all that. Got back to gate B, walked in. There was no line. It was real easy to get in. We were early.
Mhm.
All the tailgaters are still out partying and stuff like that. But I wanted to get in, check out the pro shop, check out a few things,
Sure.
get familiar with the club.
Right. I mean, the club is doing the club as a whole. The Steelers, the group, the stadium is doing activities themselves.
Everywhere.
Right. I mean, there's
everywhere.
stuff that's always going on at
Yeah.
those.
So we got in, got up. We went up to the second level. Our section was 215. So we get up to the second level, and we're looking around, and our section doesn't seem to exist. And we're like, what the heck?
Right.
Well, there's another escalator. Let's go up and check that out. So we go up the next escalator, and it is a secured entrance where you have to scan your tickets again to get in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, this appears to be where we're supposed to be because it said our section in it. So we scan our tickets, we go in, and now we're in this beautiful clubhouse.
Yes.
They had along that path, there was all the different little kitchens or storefront kitchen type things where you could just order different things. So like the first one offered a variety of pretzels and a couple other small things. The next one was burgers and chicken tenders, and each one had its own little specialty. It was really cool. It had a really nice bar in there that you could sit down and have drinks, order beer from. And then they had, of course, on the city side view of it, they had all the windows so you could see out into the city. You could sit and watch a giant screen TV if you wanted to sit inside and watch the game from inside. Nice, very nice experience.
Yeah. Super cool.
And our seats were right, walk out and you were basically there. It was awesome. We were undercover, so if it had rained, we would have stayed mostly dry, depending on how the wind blowed.
Yeah.
So
awesome. I'm glad you got to have that experience, and hopefully it's something you can do again now that you kind of go, hey, this is really cool. I enjoy doing this.
It was unbelievable
Yeah.
experience. I mean, I was not prepared, and I know many people that have gone to the games. I've heard stories. I wasn't prepared.
Yeah, I think that's your expectations were pretty low, and so then
Yeah.
it just totally exceeded everything you could have
Without question.
thought of.
And then on the way home, we actually stopped, and you'll appreciate this. We stopped at Slippery Rock for North something Brewing Company. I'm trying to think of what the he kept saying, and I kept thinking North Shore because of Pittsburgh, but it's not North Shore. It's North something.
Okay.
Really, really fun little restaurant. He's been to it a few times, so he wanted to take me. Everything is like a very rustic wood look.
Yes.
Wood railings.
I love this trend in our society right now with these craft brewery and eatery places.
I mean, you would have thought you were in like a handmade wood cabin.
Yeah.
The bathroom had all sorts of fun signage in there. The urinal was actually a keg cut open.
Oh my gosh.
It was such a fun
That's
experience.
awesome. That's really cool. I know Scott's got a banger of a weekend.
Yeah.
I will mention mine. I made sure to really push the Father Christmas experience. And do all the holiday inspired stuff the best of my ability with family. We had family from out of town, and so I mean anything you could possibly stereotypically imagine was my expectation, you know. But the creme de la creme, in my opinion, and we had some fun throwback stuff. We went and did Breakfast with Santa with a local group or charitable organization. Wanted to make sure we supported them, and went out there, took all the kids out, and had a really great time or experience. But it has become a family tradition at this point to visit the Greg Christmas Tree Farm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you've paid attention to much of my social before,
Joe said it was North Country Brewery. That's it.
North Country Brewery.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I really liked it.
If you paid much attention to my social, I'm gonna probably throw up some pictures today, or I've talked about this before in our area, and fortunately, as customers of ours, we have authentic, award-winning Christmas tree growers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I am a real Christmas tree connoisseur. I have only ever had real Christmas trees myself in kind of my adulthood. I think in college I had fake artificial, I had artificial Christmas trees, but I was in a dorm, right?
Yeah.
And I was an individual as an 18, 19-year-old guy who had a legitimate 6-foot artificial Christmas tree in my dorm room, right? So this is kind of like a big deal to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Gregs, who are actually the owners of the YCJ, which is a super cool converted Jeep that you may or may not have seen on our socials before.
They really assist you in your voyage of getting
my
a tree.
voyage of real Christmas treedom, right?
So much so that they normally their farm is not open. To
Normally
the public,
their farm is not open to the public.
but you get a full
and
red
you know what?
carpet
And I
experience.
I should have warned them, but it has become we keep bringing more kids with us. So this year we showed up. It was kind of fun. My sister-in-law drives a Jeep as well, so we had my wife's Jeep, and so we ended up having a Jeep, little Jeep parade out to the Christmas tree farm.
Well, they love that.
And and we had nothing shy of 11 children under 12 years old get out. And it's my wife and I and my sister-in-law, and I don't know, and I've got nieces and nephews and my kids and all these people, and Doug and Jonathan are excellent. And I was like, hey, I probably should have told you I have a gaggle of children with me, but here we are. And you know what? The fun thing is, I mean, if you're into live Christmas trees, there's the cut your own. Obviously I've gone and purchased them from a lot at previous points in my life and whatnot. We actually get to go out onto the property, get a nice tractor ride, which is super cool. And I'm a blue spruce guy. I don't know if that means anything to either of you, but those are the old original. At one point in time, historically, that's what America loved, and now we're into the greens and the ferny type ones.
Yeah, but the blue spruce fake trees are becoming a thing again.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, people love the color of them, right? They don't like that the tree damages you while you're trying to decorate it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if my tree doesn't try to hurt me while I'm hanging lights and hanging ornaments, then
Makes total sense.
I'm not having fun.
and it's been so long since I've had a real tree. There was a certain type that we liked, but it was because it had really soft, gentle needles that held them longer. You're like, no, I need pain.
I need pain to be.
And
You need to
want
be
the
shoveling
tall-
the needles out at the end of Christmas.
Correct.
And I want the tallest, whitest, most impressive tree possible.
That is also true. That is also true. And God love my wife. and she, she indulges me in the process. She's
Yeah.
like, I've got all these really nice ornaments, and I need those strong, hardy branches to display them all.
Daddy Jeep
That's
is
her
a
thing.
Douglas fir kind of guy.
Absolutely. There you go. So, I mean, I love it. We had the most spectacular time. Now, as we kind of our experience comes to a close, and of course we have taken to doing the traditional. They have a baler, which as a mechanically inclined individual, I don't know why, but I so thoroughly enjoy watching the balers work. I don't have a great explanation as to what that is.
It's
But-
almost hypnotizing. Just watch him.
Oh, as it
Yeah.
kind of pulls it through with the mechanical, like the winch assembly,
Yep.
and then boom, 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 and it's done. It's so
Yeah.
cool. As we're doing that, and as we're saying that, I've taken to hauling it home on top of the Jeep, and I get the biggest kick. And of course, we took pictures, but
And we learned. I think it was last week. You told us that there is a right and a wrong way to bring it home on the
there
Jeep.
is a good right way to carry it.
And you got to
you know-
put some snow on the end of the trunk to not have the shock to the poor tree.
Listen to him. So.
At least that's what we did.
Okay. So we strapped it to the roof of my wife's Jeep, and she drove it home. I drove my sister-in-law. She's up from areas where they don't get so much snow, so I was driving that one, and with kids, and Jennifer was driving her Jeep, and she did a wonderful job navigating the area. But right as we're reasonably about to depart, Doug says, "I've got something for you," right? And he goes over to his truck, and he produces the most spectacular, handmade, authentic wreath. And they make all of their own wreaths out of actual evergreen branches. So they're the real deal, right? This is not the Walmart fake greenery stuff.
Right.
I understand that he and his wife and maybe a few others actually hand make these. In fact, he's talked about vehicles that they have to drive on trips so that his wife can sit and make wreaths in the vehicle while they're taking a longer trip, right? But it had these awesome Jeep ornaments on it, and it smelled amazing. And I was like, that is awesome. He's like, I don't know whether you're going to keep it for the house or the shop. You can do, obviously, whatever it is you want. It's a gift, for the SFJ team and whatnot. And I was like, cool. And it smelled really good, right? It's got evergreen. It's got kind of a fruity, kind of savory scent to it. So I was like, oh, this is what's up. I was really, really appreciative of it. And I was like, Doug, this is going to be on the podcast on Monday. This is so cool. Thank you so much. The guys are going to appreciate, we're going to appreciate this. My wife stole that dang wreath. It was in her Jeep, right? We put it in her Jeep. It was closest. And I went to take it out. She goes, oh, but it smells so good. And I was like, well, yeah. I mean, like, well, it would look really nice at school. It's a really nice wreath. Are you
You lost it to the school?
are you kidding me? So the wife weighed in on that one. She was appreciative of it, and it only existed in my possession for about this much time. Otherwise,
Did you at
it
least
is-
get pictures of it?
I don't even have pictures of it.
Oh.
We took it. I gushed over it. She put it in the Jeep, and she laid the law of the Jeep Queen at this point. And I'm lost. So whatever. I don't get
So I think
don't get the wreath.
I think we have to hear about Scott's weekend, and then we talk about our mugs real quick as we sign off.
Absolutely.
Okay. So Saturday, we were just kind of fed up with life. So we went out of the house, out of the area for the first time, and kind of went little shopping. We wanted to go meet up with one of our friends at her shop, but she actually wasn't there. So we pivoted, as we do, and went to a different shop. They were very appreciative of, someone coming in and helping further, because they were a small family-run business, which we can all relate to. So felt good about that. But sadly, we wanted to go to our friend's shop to do some Christmas shopping, so we weren't able to kind of do that yet. So we'll have to see. Then on to Sunday, my wife had to work, and I knew that I was supposed to have an adjuster come out to look at the building that had collapsed. So we kind of talked about last weekend or last podcast. Any which way, this guy seemed really good on the phone, seemed very helpful, which was not the case on most other phone calls.
Right. With other individuals.
Yes, and he was supposed to be there at 11, but he was, did at least call and say, hey, I'm running behind. I'll try to be there at 12. 12 came and gone. Called again. Hey, I'm actually still leaving Cleveland. I had to go to a different person's house. Just not leaving that. I'm hoping to be there about 1. About 1:45 rolls around, and he's finally there. But he dismayed that he could not actually do what he needed to do because there is snow on the roof, which has been a continual battle cry of mine. It is December in northeastern Ohio, and we just had 56 inches of snow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there is snow on the roof, and the snow is
the reason the roof is inside the building
is because of snow.
Is because of snow,
and the roof is literally a bowl at this point. But the good thing is, I was trying to be good and try to leave things kind of alone for somebody to see exactly what happened. And he was like, "No, if you need to get stuff out of there, you just take lots of pictures and that kind of stuff."
Well, because I thought you had shared with me that they were like, you're responsible that no further damage is incurred to your property.
Correct.
But he wouldn't go look at it.
No.
I mean, that's just the craziest thing.
And you'll love this part. He was in Crocs.
Because when you shared with me,
he got out of the truck. He was in one of those little Maverick half truck car things.
He drove out of Cleveland. He drives out here. He shows up at Scott's front yard, which
yes.
Scott has maintained his driveway, but past there is solid. I mean, we're talking compacted.
He's lucky that he came Sunday though, when the road's been somewhat manageable.
Absolutely. But I mean, and while the snow was compacted, there's still 24 inches of snow. I mean, it's
without question.
It's high.
And I'm on like, wow, this is great because it's actually melted down some.
Yeah.
From where it was. And he's like, well, you guys got a lot of snow. And my wife's like, no, this is nothing compared to what it was. And produced a picture of her car completely swallowed in, the snowdrift. And he's like, oh my. I was like, that's why I keep telling you guys, but we got 50 inches of snow.
But he's standing from basically your driveway looking about 150 yards back at your building.
Yes.
And I was like, yep, I can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to look at it.
Correct.
Weird.
So I guess my insurance has a policy that with this specific inspection, that the roof has to be clear for them to inspect it. And I have repeatedly called contention with this and was like, hey, the building's literally collapsed. The roof is inverted. It's holding snow. How would you like me to help you with this process? Because this is entirely too frustrating. So finally this morning, before I get to that, we went ahead and I just took my frustration into action and started dragging things bodily out of the building, used my little 4-wheeler 3,500-pound winch and winched my red truck out of the building. I was real proud of it. It still functions.
It's a pretty good shenanigan-based story of Scott's. Yeah. I mean, he's got battery issues, and on the side, there's a bunch of stuff.
I heard that you came over too.
I did. That was minor in comparison. But.
Well, so I only have one side post battery, and the truck is the only side post vehicle I own. And that battery, I've talked about before, is long past its prime.
I love the fact that he has talked on air about that battery and the fact
multiple times
that it's been soldiering on for 8 years or something.
And I had no plans of buying a battery until next spring.
Yes.
So I was not prepared, but I was too frustrated to go to procure a battery. So I literally took the camper battery, laid it on its side, which you should not do, hooked it up, started the truck, had my 11-year-old hold the throttle, unhooked that battery, went and got the dead battery, put in the truck while it was running with no battery. It was running off the alternator, tightened that down, and had to jump start it twice more after that because I also sent him for jumper cables. If I had a plan, I would have had all this before, but I was too frustrated.
He was just working on action at that point.
Yeah. But we were able to get that out. We got my 39 Alice Chalmers B out, but in order to do that, because one door literally will not function because of the roof is on it, we literally took the grill, front fenders, and all that off my wife's 79 F-150 so I could get past it. So we're literally in there unbolting fenders, unbolting a grill shell to allow this to happen. At this point, the snow load has made the roof come down further, so that is now actually it hurt my wife's Jeep. It's really bad on the camper, and it has hurt the cab of the truck so bad that the door gaps are off. So, but now finally this morning I was elevated to a major loss, which, yes, thank you for finally listening to me. And we're going to have a regular adjuster come out. So we'll see what phase 3, 5, 10 is.
It's just remarkable.
I think my favorite thing was just well, is it supposed to be like that?
Yes, the woman this morning was like, "Oh, is the roof designed to be inverted?" No, ma'am. No, it is not supposed to be like that. It has been like that.
That's crazy.
The funny thing for me was that I did not, the pictures I've seen, the conversations I've had, nothing did it justice. It's kind of like you and the energy of the stadium.
Yeah.
Nothing did it justice until I showed up, and it looked like a tin can after it's been, mangled by a lawnmower or something.
Yeah, it's not in good shape at all.
It was real big bad.
So what coffee mug did you guys bring? Today we did the hot chocolate for...
So I was slightly distracted. So I am using the best
the throwback
SFJ 4x4
when we
mug.
used to have mugs on air.
And what flavor hot chocolate did you go with?
I went with old school, just milk chocolate.
Oh,
It's so classic. He's
My
just a
boring
cheaper guy. I went with cinnamon cocoa after you stole the one that I
you gave
wanted.
me a first choice.
I gave you first choice
That
because
was
I
your
took
fault.
first choice last week.
That was your fault.
The cinnamon cocoa was good. It was not very cinnamony, but I liked it. I'm using my Krabby Till I Get Coffee. It was a gift to me from a friend, and I was really appreciative of it. But now I think back, I'm like, man, am I really a bad word until I get my coffee? Like, what are we trying to tell me in the process?
Maybe,
Right?
Maybe. And I did the Steelers mug.
Go
I've
figure.
had this one for years and years. It was a 2-piece set. One of them got broke, so I
Be careful of
preciously
that
hold
one
on
now.
to this one now.
Yeah, right?
And I absolutely snagged the toasted marshmallow hot chocolate.
You did.
And it was delicious. Absolutely.